The great council chamber fell silent as Elder Prime Vex raised his crystalline appendage. The assembled representatives of 47 species waited, their various forms of breathing creating a symphony of biological diversity that had taken millennia to achieve harmony. "The humans have responded to our territorial claim," Vex announced, his voice carrying the weight of centuries. "They request a meeting." A ripple of unease passed through the chamber. The Karathi delegation exchanged nervous glances with their compound eyes, while the gas-based Nethans flickered with agitation. Only the ancient builders remained motionless, their stone-like faces betraying no emotion. "What did the elders say? About humanity?" whispered Representative Cole of the Farron Republic to his aide. The aide's fur bristled as he recalled the ancient warnings. "Never challenge them, sir. That was the only rule," Vex continued. "The humans claim the Terran Rim belongs to them by right of first settlement. They say they will not yield." "First settlement?" scoffed Representative Drac from the Hive Worlds. "We have held those systems for 3 generations. Our colonies are established. Our young are born there." "The humans arrived there 200 cycles ago," corrected Elder Nyx, her telepathic voice touching every mind present. "They established research stations on 17 worlds before any of our species knew those systems existed." "Research. Stations are not colonies," Drac protested. "They had perhaps 1,000 individuals scattered across the entire region." 1,000 humans, said Builder Kane, speaking for the first time in the session. His voice rumbled like shifting mountains. "Tell me, young Drac, how many Karathi warriors would you need to match one human soldier?" Drac's mandibles clicked nervously. The question hung in the air like a toxic cloud. Elder Prime Vex gestured for silence. "The humans have agreed to meet, with a single representative to discuss terms. Who among us will speak for the council?" Volunteers should have stepped forward. In any other circumstance, the honor of representing the Great Council would have been eagerly sought. Instead, the chamber remained quiet except for the subtle sounds of 47 species breathing, pumping, and filtering the air they needed to survive. "I will go," said Commander Rex of the United Fleet. His species, the Axons, were known for their military prowess and tactical genius. If anyone could negotiate with humans from a position of strength, it would be him. The meeting was arranged for neutral space, aboard a council diplomatic vessel. Rex arrived with full ceremonial honors, accompanied by his finest officers and a complete tactical brief on human capabilities. He expected to meet with a similar delegation. Instead, a single human waited in the conference room. She appeared young by human standards, though Rex knew their species aged deceptively. Her clothing was simple, civilian rather than military. She carried no weapons, no guards, no ceremonial trappings of authority. She sat alone at the vast conference table, reading from a small device. "Commander Rex," she said, looking up with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "I'm Lisa Park. Thank you for coming." Rex took his seat across from her, his tactical mind analyzing everything. The human's calm demeanor, her lack of protection, her apparent youth, all of it suggested either supreme confidence or fatal underestimation of the situation. "Ms. Park," Rex began formally, "I represent the Great Council of 47 species. Our claim to the Terran Rim is legitimate and established. We are prepared to offer your people generous compensation for any inconvenience." Lisa nodded thoughtfully. "That's very kind. Unfortunately, those systems aren't for sale." "I'm afraid you misunderstand the situation," Rex said, allowing a note of firmness to enter his voice. "The Council's combined fleet numbers in the millions. Of vessels. Our population spans thousands of worlds. This is not a request, Ms. Park. This is an accommodation." Lisa set down her device and folded her hands. "Commander, may I ask you a question?" Rex nodded. "Do you know why your elders have one rule about humanity?" The question struck Rex like a physical blow. How could she know about the rule? It was Internal council doctrine, never shared with outsiders. Because they're old enough to remember, Lisa continued. They remember what happened to the Devourers. Rex's blood chilled. The Devourers were legend, a nightmare from the galaxy's past, an all-consuming hive mind that had swept across dozens of star systems, converting everything in their path into more of themselves. They had been unstoppable until humans didn't exist during the Devourer War, Rex said weakly. Oh, but we did. Lisa's smile remained gentle, almost motherly. We were very young as a species then, barely off our homeworld. The Devourers found Earth early in their expansion. She paused, as if considering her words carefully. The thing about humans, Commander, is that we don't just fight to win. We fight to ensure the fight never happens again. When the Devourers consumed our first colony, we didn't just push them back. We followed them. We learned their biology, their reproduction, their every weakness. Rex found himself leaning forward despite his training. We didn't stop when we freed our people. We didn't stop when we pushed them out of human space. We followed them across the galaxy, system by system, world by world, until we found every last trace of their existence. Lisa's voice remained conversational, as if discussing the weather. And then we made sure they could never evolve again. The silence stretched between them. The elders know this story, Lisa continued. They know that humans don't just defend, we solve problems permanently. They know that challenging us doesn't lead to a war. It leads to the complete removal of the challenge. Rex's tactical mind ran through the implications. Humanity's population was relatively small, their territory modest compared to the great empires. But their history suggested something far more dangerous than numbers. The Terran Rim, Rex said slowly. You're not just claiming it. You're protecting it. The Terran Rim contains 17 research stations studying Devourer remnants, Lisa confirmed. We're ensuring they stay remnants. Your people's colonies would interfere with that work. Rex understood now why the elders had their rule. Why no volunteers had stepped forward. Why he sat across from one human instead of facing a fleet. What are your terms? He asked. Lisa's smile became genuine for the first time. The Council withdraws from the Terran Rim. In exchange, humanity ensures the Devourer threat remains extinct, forever. Rex activated his communicator with a trembling appendage. Council Command, this is Rex. Recommend immediate withdrawal from the Terran Rim. Repeat, immediate withdrawal. Acknowledged, Commander. What are the human demands? Rex looked across, the table at Lisa, who was already returning to her reading. No demands, Command. Just a reminder of why we have rules.